My name is Scott Farnan, and this is my teaching philosophy. I will begin with talking about why I want to become a special education teacher in the first place. All of my life, I knew I wanted to become a teacher. I loved helping others and being in front of the classroom. I distinctly remember dressing up to school in a shirt and tie in 3rd grade when we had to represent what we wanted to be when we grew up. The question was what kind of teacher I would become. All through high school, I was set on becoming a math teacher. I was in accelerated and advanced placement math classes all through high school, so I thought it was the perfect fit. Plus, all of my math teachers were great examples of excellent teachers. They made class interesting, were dedicated to teaching the students, and really cared about my success. It was until junior year during a football game when I knew I wanted to become a special education teacher. I was on the drum line and we were about to take the field for our halftime performance. My good friend, who was on the snare line with me, was running late and our band director was not happy. As he saw her running up towards us to be on time for us to take the field, he looks to me and asks, "Is she retarded or something?" Now I was in shock at this point for multiple reasons. 1, why the hell would a teacher use that type of profanity in front of their students? 2, why would a teacher refer to one of his students with such degrading language, especially in front of that student's peers? And 3, why is my teacher referring to one of his students as retarded when he is well aware that her brother has Down syndrome? I was so frustrated after my teacher asked me that I could not form words. I was literally holding back my clenched fist from decking him in the face, but didn't for obvious reasons. Instead, I said, "No, she is not, but her brother has Down syndrome, so I'm sure she would love it if she heard you say that word." After that, and talking to my friend afterwards about the situation, I realized how much I care for students with disabilities. I never worked in a special education classroom or was involved in Best Buddies, but I did babysit and hang out with my friend's brother from time to time. This is Casey, and he has had such a remarkable impact on my life. I can honestly say he is the sole reason why I want to go where I am going. That summer, I decided to get involved with the special recreation by my house and worked at a camp for participants with disabilities. Immediately, I fell in love with helping and working with people with disabilities. Since college applications were coming up and my dad told me to choose a major that offers a job that you'll want to go to every day, I decided that special education was the right path for me, which eventually led me to be here in the University of Illinois' special education program. Through my classes, volunteer hours, and practicum experiences, I have already learned so much about special education, what aspects of education are important to me, and what exactly I want to do as a future educator. The most important thing for me is that I want to make a positive impact on my students' lives. I want my students to know that they can always rely on me for anything and that I am always there for them inside and outside the classroom. Once my students have graduated or moved on to further schooling, I want them to remember the dedication and faith I put into them during our time together. I want my students to remember that their disability does not stop them from doing something successful and awesome with their life. One critical aspect to me is that teachers must include all their students in everyday activities regardless of their disability. I intend on planning activities knowing that each of my students has different needs and that certain areas of the activity may need specific accommodations or individualization. The laws regarding special education are also very important to me. It is critical that these laws are regulated and maintained at each school and that teachers, parents, and students are well aware of these laws. I believe that the advocacy and laws are needed for the rights and supports for students with special needs. Without these laws, these students would not have the benefits and accommodations they need for their academic and school-related success. I intend on advocating for their rights and making sure that all educators and staff are aware of these laws. And like the previous scenario, I intend on promoting the correct use of language and terminology, as well as spread awareness of disabilities and their rights as individuals. We have all had that awesome teacher in our lives, the teacher that we look forward to seeing every day, who made class fun and exciting, and who showed their dedication to helping and teaching their students. That is the kind of teacher I want to be remembered as. I want it to be known that Mr. Scott is the hardest working and motivated special education teacher in the school district. By teaching my students the academics, life skills, and adaptive behaviors needed every day, I will bring their self-determination and awareness to life and help them realize how strong, unique, and talented they truly are. I want my students to know that their disabilities should not define who they are and what they want to do with their life. Lastly, I want to inspire my students. Give them the confidence needed in everyday life. Let them know that they can reach all of their dreams with hard work and dedication. Remind them that they are loved and cared so much and that they are wonderful.